Howdy folks, Grok the Lore Master here, and I'm playing Lord of the Rings Online, here doing the Midsummer festivals here at Furtherholm, and I think I got the name right, and there are 12 quests in this area that are new that I figured I'd want to go ahead and talk about. In fact, let's spin around. We've got Captain Frank here who's going to kick us off. Let's turn on the UI, and there's 10 that he wants me to complete. Well, there are 12 in this island, and we'll go ahead and run through them all. Let's hit accept on this, and that starts our timer. First thing I do is I come over here to Frank manning the booth, and I grab the housekeeping and the tidal treasures. That's collecting seashells. We ignore everybody else in here, run past, and we're going to talk to the cook here. Hi, Frank. How you doing? He wants a bunch of herbs and lemons and stuff. We're going to go through the side door. There's another quest giver just outside here. There we go. Hi, Frank. 4 quests here. If you only see 3, then that means you don't have the fishing skill yet, and you need to pick that hobby up first before you can get all 4 of them, which is okay. There's a guy that will do that for you. Let's build a sandcastle right here. That's the first action for our first quest. Ooh, we're going off. All right, and then we need to talk to this beachgoer here who's feeling a little thirsty, wants a drink that happens to be right inside the kitchen. Oh, hey, look, there's a picnic basket. Let's go into the kitchen. Let's grab this drink real quick. Yoink. Hey, I said yoink. There we go. No, that's not working. Get out of my talking spot. I want to be grabbing with... I like using the keyboard as much as possible. Unfortunately, if I hit the enter key, it puts it down into the chat section. And I don't want to be chatting at this point. All right, let's give this poor person a refreshing beverage. And that's the wrong key. I wanted to hit F10 instead of hit F11. And I made a screenshot. So it happens. I'm more focused on chatting than I am looking at the keyboards. Now, I walk past Frank here to get these quests. And this one, the cat conundrum, is interesting because you can say yes to cats or no to cats. Start with no, you terrible person, you. And then once you've done that once, do yes from then on. Just because that's the best way to do it. We're going to go ahead and talk to that cat. And then we're going to run over the seagull. And... we're going to go through things fast enough. The little text in the center of the screen is not going to keep up. So there's a second seagull. There's a third seagull. Oh, hey, look, there's another cat. Let's talk to this cat. Done. And we're going to build a sandcastle here. And if you want to sing, do you want to build a sandcastle? Yes, you can. It's perfectly allowed. And then we want to talk to this relaxing holiday keeper. F10. There we go. I'm hitting F11. I don't know why I'm missing right now. Here is where if you don't have the fishing hobby, you can go ahead and collect that. But we're going to come into here and talk to Frank about flying a kite. If you don't happen to have a kite, he will sell them for you, but I do. Let's go ahead and talk to this cat right there. Done. There's a seagull right here. Oh, that triggered even though it got run off by this other guy. That also triggered. That's 6 of 8. Let's hook around here. Aha, another seagull right there. That's 7. And here's where there's a cat. Unfortunately, the cat's been fed or chased away. Oh, and he just popped in. There we go. I like F10 because F10 will target these NPC types. Fishing spot right here. So let's go ahead and start fishing. Quite often, I look down on myself fairly close because I ignore what bobbing in the water. When you catch something, you do a little half-step jig, and I look for that more than anything happening with my bobber. So that's why I have this close top-down look, and it's taken a long time. Come on, Grok, hurry up, fish something. There we go. There's a little half-step. I will catch either a fish or a soggy coin pouch, which would be great because that's 10 tokens right there. Got a fish. All right, let's sail a kite up in the sky, and we're going to run over this bridge right here. That's what's needed. And is this the last seagull we needed? Nope. Yep, that is exactly the last seagull we needed. There's our 8 done. There's a cat in here. Let's talk to him. This one you actually have a little bar of feeding him. And then we're going to go to this little sandbar here. And we're done with the kite for right now, so we'll turn that off. And we got another cat. This one happens to be smelly, but we'll feed it anyway. Here, have a treat. And we're done with the cats. Just that fast. All right, let's come back this direction, and we're going to swing into the Cracked Flagon through this door and hook a right. And we've got some... There's a lot of people playing, and I don't have the greatest of machines, and I've disabled a bunch of video stuff to stop things. We want the book. That's for the relaxing guy out on the beach that we talked to. Let's get through these doors. Haha. Oh, nope. It closed just in time on us. Darn it. Let's go through this door, and we'll clean up the floor and the bed. And the bed totally makes sense. Once you sleep in it, it's going to be all kind of messy. You should make the bed. There's no reason why you should leave a mess on the floor, you pigs. You should just clean up after yourselves. Next thing I should do is, grab a UV light and see where I really need to scrub in here. But I'll leave that for the actual staff. I'm just doing a little help. We'll run past this into the dining hall area. And this is the last of the rooms. It's a nice, bigger double bedroom. And we'll clean up this bed. The lamp in the way. And over on this side, there's another double bed, but either it wasn't slept in or they tied it up after themselves, whichever. All right, with that done, let's go back through the door we came through, this one here. And we're going to take this same pier, the same thing that we did before with the central bridge, and we're going to do a 45-degree angle this direction and jump into the water. A sploosh. And right there is the guy that wanted the book. So we'll target him. And this is the first swim quest. It wanted us to swim in this central lagoon and see how it was. Well, we just did that. And let's give this guy his book. Hope you enjoy it. Let's turn on our kite real quick. And click. Kite is done because we'll turn it off. It's just extra rendering stuff for people who are running around. So I tend to have my kite off as much as possible. Second fishing location is on the western set of the bay here. And just waiting for a little shuffly sidestep to kick in. The music I really enjoy, although I've heard it a lot for the last week or so that we've been running this. There we go, shuffle. And it's nice, relaxing, sort of pleasant music. Different from a lot of the other places in Lord of the Rings. All right, at this point, I'm going to turn on my steed because we're going to start making some distance here. We've done pretty much everything we wanted to do in the center of the island. In fact, if we take a quick look, we've done everything through here. These are turn-in quests. We need to go around the island at this point. So off we go. Run over the seagull. That's great. Avoid the cat because that's bad. And we're going to grab some flotsam here on the side of the beach here. And the question then is, what's flotsam and what's jetsam? Let's raise our flag, or I keep wanting to call it a flag, but it's a kite. Talk to the unsettled sightseer. He wants to sit down comfortably. Could be hemorrhoids. He doesn't really say. We're going to keep running past. Flotsam is stuff broken off of a ship. Jetsam is stuff that has fallen off. So a barrel of goods and stuff. Oh, let's get rid of the kite. We're done with the kite quest. So that's the difference. Flotsam and jetsam. Anyway, these, because they're boards, that looks like flotsam broken off of a ship. Anyway, there's other classes, like stuff that's sunk, and I don't remember the name for that. Anyway, so let's get some more flotsam here. If you look at the name that's got the little arrow on it, as I use this, it kind of slides down. If you see somebody use the flotsam in front of you, as long as you can target it, you can still use it for a couple seconds before it vanishes. So, it's not like you're preventing other people from using it if you use the flotsam. There, see, that's been used and it just disappeared. So now I have to wait for it to reappear right there. Now I can use it. And with that, that's the Flotsam quest done. Let's jump into the water. I like to jump into the water because that's more fun. We got the second water quest piece done. It's a nice little swimming spot. And we're going to go up this ramp here. And we've been doing this for about 10 minutes. Doesn't seem like it's that long, but things go fast. All right, so we're grabbing the first of the fresh herbs. And I say it's, herbs with an H because it's got an H in it. Although, as an American, I would typically just call it herbs. I don't know why, other than, in Hampshire, Hereford, and Hampshire, whatever, the hurricanes hardly ever happen. Yeah, H's and all that fun things in English. And if you know your My Fair Lady, that's funny. All right, so let's do the fresh herbs. That's number 3 of the herbs. Keep going up. There, we're going to encounter the first of the olives. And even though the olives are way up there, I'm just going to pick them right down here at the bottom. Oh, I moved too fast. Let's try that again. Moving the mouse out of the way. And there's some more herbs back there. This is all the herbs I need. They're as fresh as I can grab them. Onward, because the fishing quest wants me to fish up at the top of the waterfall, which is just right in through here. I could speed this up just a little bit by riding my seed up through here, but I almost always forget to do so because I've been just running along this section. Every time I pick something, herbs, lemons, whatever, it dismounts me, which is not nearly as much fun. All right, so this area will work. Zoom in as I typically do. Let's go ahead and do the fishing. Look for the sidestep. There is a fish that will bite there, and the bobber goes down. I find it so much easier to look for that little half sidestep jig. All right, fish. All right, we'll hop on over here because we've got another olive tree to harvest, and there's a lemon tree up through those trees. Let's run up here where it's going to be nothing but leaves. I can't see anything. There we go. And here's the lemon tree. Hit the delete key to select and the U key to use. I love keyboards. Now we can ride our steed again. This one's called Journey. Quite often I just name him Frank. I haven't renamed this one. All right, let's get out of the upper waterfall area, and there's a higher waterfall even, but I don't go up there because we've got our, I think this is the 3rd olive tree that we've grabbed. It is. Grab our horse again. All right, journey, off we go. You could do this without the horse and it would be just fine, but it's just going to take a little bit more time as you run. Some classes can run faster. Let's grab lemons here. Should be the last of the lemons. Horse. And I see people running in different directions on the island. This is my way of doing this, that after playing this with multiple characters for multiple days, I figured out I can just do this brainlessly, and it takes me one trip around the island. It's as efficient as I really can make it. Could I do it a little bit more efficiently? Probably, but this is good enough for me. Have other people devised a good way of doing this that's going the other direction? Probably. But I come down this way, I look for this tree right here, and then this little spit of land, and we jump out into the water. Ba-doing! And this is the 3rd to last, so this is the 3rd of the swim quests. And let's get the horse back again. We'll go north and find another swim quest. So that's a nice quiet place to swim. If you play this with a hobbit, you get a different set of text for the swimming. The hobbits don't like to swim nearly as much as other races like my high elf here. I look for these 2 trees, and I turn at this one, and let's jump out now. Boing, into the water. And it says this is cold. Why is it cold when it's really close to the other place? I don't know. If we take a quick look at the map, we've done everything. We need to go to the middle top There's an island north of us that's fun to explore, but there's no quests for us there right now. I could get seashells up there, but I'm going to avoid that for right now because I'm doing a speed run, not an exploration. So we'll run along the north side of this beach. Well, run. I will have my horse do all the work for me because I'm lazy. That's the way we do it. All right. And I will check afterwards because the music is playing loud in my ears and I like it, but I may tone it down a whole bunch just because I don't want anything to interfere with my melodious voice. So there's the first of the seashells. We jump into the water because we have another swim quest there. The water in the channel is calm and warm. And then we're going to grab 3 more seashells here. And we have another fishing spot here. I like that the quests kind of cluster together. It makes life a little bit easier. There's 3 of 8. This is 4 of 8. There we go. Now let's do a little fishing. And the question is, will we get a soggy coin pouch? So far, it has been no. I like them because they're additional tokens, but it does mean that I have to keep fishing till I get an actual fish. Oh, we've caught something, or hooked something. Have we caught it? Looks like we have. Let's pull the fish down, stick it into the pouch. What is it? It is a fish. All right. We don't need to worry about the coin pouch. That's it for the fish part of the quest. And we'll get to the other side. And we're going to finish up the seashells. There's 4 more over here in a quick row. So that's number 5. And there's 6. And here's where I hit the delete key to target the next close item, and then the U key to use it, and it just automatically runs to that item. It makes it so much easier. I'd much rather do the keyboard than try to grab things with the mouse. It's more of a problem. All right, so let's ride on back to the Cracked Flagon. And you can go through the Danny K, flagon with the figure of a dragon, the pestle with the vessel. You can go through that if you really want. I'm going to skip that for right now and grab this cushion right here and then remount. Because I need to go back to the other beach, the South Beach. The guy with the hemorrhoids, or the guy who wants a comfy place to sit on. Let's avoid the cat. There's the sassy cat running away. Now let's give him his cushion so he can feel better. He says, oh yes, perfectly. You're very welcome. Let's go check out this hopeful suitor. He's not getting very well along because he needs some food. So he's asking for a picnic basket, and I happen to spot a picnic basket outside of the cook's place. Avoid the cat, stomp over the seagull, and we will grab that picnic basket and be able to give it to him. We're going to swing over to here. Picnic basket. And the door. Let's go through the door. Because the picnic basket is unfortunately empty, which is sad and makes me weep tears. But the cook, now that I turn in his stuff, he's going to be happy to fill up my basket. The quests are not linked. But you do need to pick up that filled basket. I can't tell you how many times I have missed that by running away too soon before it finished the pickup. Anyway, let's go back and visit the suitor and give him a filled picnic basket of whatever is inside the picnic basket. And hopefully he can do better with the lady he's wooing. Okay, let's not run over the cat. There he is. Select him. And let's give him that. And he's saying, go talk over here to this guy who's as strange as a $3 bill just sitting there. He wants to be buried in the sand. Well, okay, let's bury him into the sand. Which I can do while mounted on the horse. And he says, no, bury me more. Okay, we'll bury you more. Up to your neck. And there's a crab. Sometimes you can see the crab coming up from the water to terrorize him, but fortunately for our merrymaker here, he never actually gets grabbed by the crab, which is good. All right, let's avoid stomping on the cat. Let's not avoid stomping on the seagulls. And we're going to turn in the first quest here. Well, I guess this is the second one because we talked to the cook. So this is the second of the 10 quests about flying a cat. Let's come over and we're going to deal with... Frank gave us the seagull and the cat quests. And I go through him because you got to get really close to trigger the cat quest completion. And let's do the conundrum and the drifted ashore. And at this point, we've now completed 6 of the 10. Gotten a bunch of the tokens. And there's 4 more right here. So let's talk to Frank and say, hey, I built some castles, sang a song, did the fishing. So that's good. Whoops. Offered to help. That just finished that part. And searching for swimming spots. Oh, and I leveled up. Oh, no, somebody else leveled up. No, I did. Ah, there you go. Into the Cracked Flagon. We already did everything with the cook. We have 2 quests left over, even though we've completed our 10. The text in the center is still catching up. We need to finish the housekeeping because we cleaned up. And then there's the last one. So there's all 12. And now we can chat to, let's move over to the side, chat to Captain Frank here and finish our quests. And I've got the first of the 3 sets of the final, which means I did the 3 of the beginning, the 3 of the intermediate, the 3 of the advanced. So this is the first of the final. So that's my 10th round with this character. I've been doing this a whole bunch, but that's okay because it's been lots of fun. Here, let's zoom out like this and clear out the UI. Lord of the Rings is loads of fun. This is a very peaceful, no fighting, just gather around and do stuff set of quests. And you can level up pretty great because all of these quests are at your level. I think I just went 56, something like that. I recently recreated this character because I had another lore master named Grok that had been sitting there for, a good decade. Hardly played with him. Said, nah, let me replay him and do fun. And this took just a little bit more than 20 minutes. It was probably close to 21 minutes to do those 10 quests. Pretty fast. And I leveled. I love Lord of the Rings Online. These side quests are fun. These festivals happen scattered throughout the year. This happens to be Midsummer, at least in the Northern Hemisphere where Lord of the Rings is. And that's why we're having the Midsummer quest. But we have one for the fall and the spring and the winter. All sorts of different quests going on. And then the lore as well. Lots of fun. Anyway, there's been Grok the Lore Master here playing Lord of the Rings Online and completing a whole bunch of Midsummer quests as efficiently as I'm willing to work it. And thanks for watching. Bye. And jump. Whee! Whee!